On the PlayStation, this is called Chemical Plant Sabotage. Super Nintendo has it halfway. Okay, before we begin, I have one piece of good news for you. There are no civilians on this stage. Everybody you see is a bad guy. If you're playing the SEGA ports, I have a second piece of good news. There is no accuracy quota for this stage. You can fire away. As a result, there's no need for me to do the SEGA Encore for this stage. Now here's an environmental kill you'll want to do. Shoot down this portion of the walkway. I don't know if you can crush anybody with it. Anybody who tries to run across the walkway is going to fall to their death. You will not need to worry about anybody coming in from the right for the time being. Unfortunately, you can't shoot it down on the Super Nintendo unless it takes like 100 bullets. Power-ups will come down the conveyor belt, although what you get depends on the version. In the arcade, any weapon could come down the conveyor belt. It's random. Sometimes I've seen no power-ups come down. The home ports are more definitive though. On the PlayStation, a rifle comes down towards the beginning. On the SEGA ports, a grenade gun will come. I know there's at least two. They might continuously spawn after a certain amount of time, but they'll stop when you move. And if one's on the screen, it'll even disappear. Super Nintendo has nothing. Yeah, tough luck for you. On the SEGA ports, nobody comes out of the office door. 16-bit ports don't have the forklift. Not that it makes any difference. I don't even know where it comes from. Nobody's ever on it. Once you move, you will have to start worrying about guys running down the right side of the catwalk. But now you don't have to worry about guys coming from the left. It looks like they're about to shoot you, but they'll just fall a second before they fire. It's actually pretty hilarious. It's the environmental kill that keeps on giving. What a bunch of dumbasses. On the PlayStation, the shotgun comes by now. Interestingly enough, this scene has the only other destructible object kept in the SEGA ports. These pipes. If I remember correctly, in the arcade you could actually take enemies out with the steam, but I've never been able to do it on any of the home ports. Exclusive to the arcade version, one of the bad guys pretends to be an innocent person, or he just pretends to surrender. Either way, he tries to trick you into not shooting him. You can destroy the barrels here with a few shots if you want. I don't think you can kill anybody with them, but it does change the scene early. This one scene has these weird turrets on treads that fire lasers. Depending on the version, they can fire more than once before they go off the screen. You have to destroy them. They'll come back if you don't. They'll take several shots to destroy, although it seems to vary. Barrels will blow up by themselves eventually anyway. And then you go into night vision mode. Now everything looks all black and green, a little harder to spot enemies. There's no tactical advantage to shooting the barrels early. Well, it's a good thing the police officers happen to be carrying night vision goggles. I'm pretty certain the fire's gonna fuck up your night vision though. Alright, here it is, the final boss. He's got two phases, and this is the first. Similar to the previous boss, this time though the weak points are all the weapons. You'll destroy them one by one, and remove them from the equation, the most notable one being the machine gun on the bottom. On the SEGA port, the machine gun fires every couple seconds, so it is your #1 priority. On the other versions it doesn't fire as often, but it's still the most dangerous. You can shoot down rockets, but you can't stop bullets. Aside from that, you have 3 rocket launchers on each wing. The wingtip missiles look different, but they're all the same. It makes no difference what launchers you go after first. Doesn't even seem to matter how many rocket launchers there are. Boss always seems to fire the same number of rockets at the same time, regardless of how many launchers are left. On some versions you can damage other parts of the helicopter, but it's purely cosmetic. It doesn't do any damage. As with the previous boss, there's no temporary invincibility, so just unload on the boss. Now I have seen on the arcade version, after the machine gun was destroyed, boss would occasionally open the cockpit and shoot at you himself. I would assume you just shoot him to cancel. I don't know whether or not you actually hurt him, but I have no idea why that happened. Okay, now why the hell did they bring a military helicopter here? Why do you even need to sabotage the chemical plant? Just blow it up. I'm not even going to question why this guy is fighting the police instead of, you know, running away. You're in a military helicopter, you could totally escape. Once you destroy all the chopper's weapons, boss goes into phase 2. Now the boss opens the cockpit and shoots at you personally. You guys shoot the boss himself, both to keep him from shooting you and to damage him. But once again, it's a matter of rhythm. As long as you can keep hitting him, he won't ever be able to get a shot off. Easier said than done, I know. Now there is a man that doesn't know when to give up. You know you're desperate when you're firing a handgun out of an attack helicopter.
Situation under control. Give it 5 hours.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need the fire department to come and get me out of here.
Captain.